Okay, we're live. Welcome to part 3 of the Monty Hall series. So in this series, we're using Excel VBA to model a really tricky problem, a problem that has done my head in since I first learned about it on my master's course. So hopefully over the course of this week, the past couple of videos, you've been able to kind of get to grips a little bit with this problem. But if you're joining us for the first time, this is the problem here, and I'll go ahead and read it. If you're watching on replay, you can just skip through this, but imagine a game show situation. There are 3 doors, 1 with a prize and 2 with nothing. You choose a door. The host opens a different door, revealing nothing behind it. You are offered the chance to change your choice to the other door, the one that you did not choose originally and that the host did not open. Should you switch, or should you stay with your original choice? And that's our challenge here. Stay or switch. So let me know, have you been able to get your head around this one? And what I kind of like about this problem, and the reason it's very amenable to modeling in Excel, is there is a definitive answer, and it's actually quite emphatic. The answer, it's really quite clear what you should actually do. But if you are watching live, a big welcome, and if you could just let me know if you can see me and you can hear me. And once again, if you're watching on replay, you can just go ahead and skip through this bit. I'm going to say hello to a few people. So YS is with us today, watching for the first time from Taiwan. Hi YS, good to have you with us, practicing English and VBA. That is good to see. Betty is with us now. Betty has been, it's great on YouTube. I have a kind of comments panel, so I can see across, we've got about 250 YouTube videos. I can see when people post comments, and I can kind of see people progressing through the videos, leaving a comment, I'm excited, and then trying another video. I can see how they're working through the video. So I've been kind of following Betty's progress, and really good to see your enthusiasm for Excel VBA, Betty. And Betty has pointed out the website is currently down. It's down for a couple of days this week. That's because it's been totally rebuilt, reinvented, rebranded, and we're going to be going live on Friday with the new website and another exciting announcement. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out to me, Betty. DC is with us again. Welcome, DC. Now DC is a very experienced Excel programmer, and DC built the model for this problem, the Monty Hall problem, with just 5 columns. So I was impressed with the conciseness of the model. He sent the model through to me. So good job on that, DC. Nathan is with us here, NATO78G, one of our members. You can see the people with the symbols next to their names there, our members, Monday members. Click join below this video if you'd like to know more about Members Monday. We'd love to have you there. Frank is with us. Welcome, Frank, and welcome, Ian. Loud and clear, Chris. Thank you, Ian. That's helpful for me. The Barker House tuning in. Good to see you again, Tony. Chris Gillespie is with us. Welcome, Chris. First time watcher. So let us know, Chris, where are you watching from? What stage are you at with your Excel VBA? Liju Matthew is tuning in again from India. Andrew Button says the new website is live. Okay, it's websites are a total mystery to me. I consider myself reasonably technically adept. I can do a bit of programming and stuff. Websites, hosting, domains, name servers, I've got no idea. The website, the old one was showing, then the new one was showing. Apparently the new one is now showing. So we're working towards launching the new website. It's not the complete version of the website if you can see it. And we're launching a product. We're launching a paid course. It's actually the first paid course that I'm going to sell, and it is called Excel VBA Business Simulation from Beginner to Professional. Oh yes, I am excited about this. I have been working my backside off for the past 2 or 3 weeks, putting together the very best materials I have ever put together. Yeah? If you think we go deep on YouTube, you haven't seen anything yet. If you like the progression of the YouTube series, you haven't seen anything yet. I'm going deeper, distilling it down even further into the skills you need to know. I've even called in some favors, brought in some industry professionals for interviews about how we're using Excel analytics, Excel simulation in real life. You are going to love this course. and it's going to be made available on Friday. And on Friday, we're going to have a bit of a launch and might do a competition or something, or a giveaway. You'll just have to see. Who else is with us? Nikki is tuning in. Welcome, Nikki. How's things down in Bromsgrove? Steph is with us. And Steph is making a technical point about the modeling. I think that is a good, I think that is a good point from Steph. Yeah, I mean, with the modeling, I'm not suggesting this is the best way to do it, or indeed it is the only way to do it. I'm literally working through it live, although I have admittedly done it once before. So yeah, absolutely. Critique my efforts, do it better yourself. But also bear in mind, there's no definitive best model. You know, all models have strengths and weaknesses. And yesterday we touched on one discussion, which is how many columns should you have? You know, if you have fewer columns and longer formulae, that's not my preferred approach. To some extent, it's a personal thing, but I try to avoid long formulae because they're difficult to debug and because Excel actually runs less, it calculates less efficiently with long formulae. So I prefer the approach of having lots of columns, even this kind of thing where you repeat a column to make things clearer for yourself. That's the approach that's worked for me over the years. Anyway, I won't go through the whole model now, but by all means, you know, go back to yesterday's video and the video before. You can see me work through it. And by the way, in Members Monday, click join below this video if you want to get involved with Members Monday. We built the whole model in 1 hour, had a great stream, great engagement from the members. People seemed to enjoy it. Good, so let's look at completing the model today, and then maybe we'll talk about how we could integrate VBA to improve things further. So I'm benefiting from having a clear column header here, because I haven't even looked at the model, but I know that we need the final door choice here. So if stay, the final door choice, if switch, the final door choice, okay. So here, another if formula. If this cell equals switch, then we want to take the value from the switch cell. If it equals stay, so the other side of the if formula, then we want to take the value from the stay cell. And with Excel, you don't need to close the brackets when you're building a formula. Excel will close the brackets if you want to save yourself a little bit of finger work on the keyboard there. Okay, so final door choice there is 3, hitting the F9 key. You can also go to formulas and calculate now, just outside your screenshot on the right. That's going to calculate the model. That's going to generate new random numbers, because remember, this model, which is an Excel simulation model, is powered by random numbers. So I'm going to look through the model now. Does it make sense? So here the original choice was 3. And then the 1 was opened by the host. Yes, we did switch, and that gives us a final choice of 2. That makes sense. So just going through the model, does everything make sense? So original choice was 3. The host opened 2, and we did switch, so the final choice was 1. Makes sense. Let's do one more with switch. So original choice was 2. 1 is opened by the host, and we are switching, so the final choice must be 3. So let's go ahead here, got our drop down menu. So Alt and down arrow on the Windows PC, Alt and down arrow allows us to access the drop down menu entries. We want to minimize use of the mouse as far as possible. Okay, so now we've got stay. So 1 is opened by the host, that's the original choice, and we're staying. So that our final choice is going to be 3, F9 again. Original choice is 2, we're staying, final choice is 2, and then original choice is 1 and final choice is 1. So this kind of checking of the model is absolutely essential. And if you can test as you go along, always try to do this, test as you go along, that means you should avoid getting into a really big mess at any particular point. Yeah, Nikki in the chat quite rightly saying, I found there's usually more one way to get to solve a problem. Absolutely, Nikki. And you know, one thing that does get on my nerves about the online Excel community, there's a couple of things. we'll get to those one day. But yeah, the attitude that if you're dealing with the situation in Excel, you have to use this approach. You know, Power BI is the best approach. VBA is the best approach. Formulae is the best approach. I'll tell you the truth, guys. You've got to be flexible. You've got to be flexible with your approach. Be pragmatic, not dogmatic. Although, admittedly, I'm a bit dogmatic about VBA sometimes. But Nikki's absolutely right. You need to develop your practice so that you have a range of tools at your disposal. I'm talking modeling formulae like we're using today. I'm talking about the basics of VBA. I'm talking about Excel's analysis formulae, things like pivot tables. Build your toolkit and then select the most appropriate tools for the job with the awareness that, yeah, there's multiple ways to do this. And with my customers, I always say, this is how I'm going to do it. These are the pros, these are the cons. You know, does it suit you? Be pragmatic, not dogmatic. So the final piece in the puzzle here is, did we win or did we lose? So if we win, then the final door choice, let's just, the final door choice, let's build it up here. So if our final door choice equals the winning door, then we win. And if not, then we lose. So let's just say lose here. Okay. Okay, so we've got the completed model now. Yep, this seems to make sense. So the final door choice here is 2 and the winning door is 2. No, sorry, this is the final door choice, isn't it? Yep. So I'm just kind of comparing these two columns now. In fact, let's just hide these columns. Alt-H-O-U-C on the Windows PC. Alt-H-O-U-C will allow you to hide the columns. Now we can hit the F9 key, and does this look right? Final door. Yep, that's wrong. I mean, the model's right. The contestant's wrong, is what I mean. Okay, 3 is the original choice, winning door 2, lose. Okay, nice. Alt-H-O-U-L, Alt-H-O-U-L will unhide the columns there. We just want to have the stay column visible. So Alt-H-O-U-C and then go over, and then F4 is going to repeat the last action. Hit F4. There we go. Okay, these are the main ones. So hitting F9 now. Original choice is 1, winning door is 3. We're staying, so we lose. Yes. Original choice is 1, winning door is 1. We're staying, so we win. Yes. Original choice is 3, winning door is 1. We're staying, so we're losing. Yes. Okay, and change this to switch. Original choice is 1, winning door is 3. We're switching. We're switching to 3, which gives us a win. Original choice is 3, winning door is 3. We're switching. Final door choice is 2, so we're losing. Test one more. Original contestant choice is 3, winning door is 2. We're switching, so the final door choice is 2, and we did manage to win that. Okay, is that giving you a sense just from that testing? So I tested some with switch, some with stay. Is that giving you a sense of, well, the correct answer is here, switch or stay? Let me know in the chat. It's not too late for you to switch if you're staying, or for you to stay if you're switching. So let me know in the chat. Are you staying or switching? I know Andrew Button is switching. Okay, I'm not saying anything, but we're going to see how quickly we can scale up the Excel model in just a second. So if you're serious about your long-term Excel VBA development, you know, I hope you are, and it is a journey, Excel VBA. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and you know, I'm still finding new ways to do it. It's such a rich subject matter, and once you start applying it to organizations, then the complexity just multiplies, because once you're dealing with people, things always get complicated. So yeah, if you want to make a serious long-term commitment to your Excel VBA development, have you considered our Members Monday community? You can hit join below any of our videos. And in Members Monday, you have a weekly live stream with me. So you'll have instant access to 42 previous live streams. You also get what's called a content navigator. Excel based, naturally, of course, that will allow you to get to the videos you need to get to find a particular topic. And then what kind of content are we doing? Well, we're doing Excel VBA demonstrations, model building, data analysis, automation, all that good stuff, often based on member applications because members send in their files to me. Then for the past couple of weeks, I've called in some industry experts. So I have a reasonable network in the industry. And this is my friend Sahil, who's an experienced Excel VBA consultant and more broadly speaking, a project manager. And we were talking about how to get Excel VBA working for you, working in your career. And some of our members in the chat were there. I know Nikki was there and a few other people were there too. So if you'd like to get involved with the Members Monday community, we would love to have you there. Just click join below this video for more. Okay, so back to our model. Can't see any new developments in the chat about people who are staying or not. DC says, yes, the real mind twist of Monty Hall is that the odds are better if you switch regardless of the number of doors. So DC possibly giving away the answer there, but we can now quickly scale this up. So we can now see the power of Excel in action. Let's unhide these cells. So keyboard shortcuts, Shift, down arrow, Alt H O U, and unhide columns is L. So I'll just show you, like, I didn't know that shortcut, Alt H O U, but I was following the letters. So when you work through the menus, Excel is showing you the letters to do the next thing. So you can kind of guide yourself through, and that's a great way to learn new shortcuts. So Alt H O U L, I can see here, allows us to unhide the columns. So let's go ahead and scale this model up. Before scaling the model up, I'm just going to go through and check the references here. Just checking the references. Do we have absolute references where we need them? The dollar signs, yeah, and remember we have the engine sheet in the file too. This is doing some work for us, so that's definitely needs to be a fixed reference because we're going to pull these formulae down. We still want them to look at that table. Okay, looks reasonable enough to me. So how many iterations do we want to run? This is the beauty of Excel now. Shall we go for 100 iterations? You know, we could easily go for 1,000. So I'm doing Shift and down arrow here, holding down the Shift key, and then Control D on the Windows PC. What about that? Allows us to quickly scale up the model. Control Shift and down arrow, I can see just behind me, because I'm selecting all of the cells there, counting the cells. So I've got 99 iterations there. Is that right? Control Shift down. Yep, I've got 99 iterations. So I'm going to have one more iteration here. Control D, autofill down. Cool. And did you notice that when I did that autofill down, that made Excel calculate, which made Excel generate new random numbers? That might not be preferable, hey? Might not be preferable to generate new random numbers every time. So how could we control that? Something for us to start thinking about. Could VBA help us do that? How could we better control the calculation and iterations of this model? Just going to zoom out a bit here. Right. So let me know in the chat. What are we doing at the moment? We're currently switching. One thing I didn't remember to do was, yeah, I want this switch decision. I want to be able to quickly change that, and I want it to change through all the iterations in the model. So I'm just going to highlight, whoa, what happened there? Just going to highlight this cell yellow, and then the other cells I'm going to make equal to this cell. Again, nice simple formula. F4 key, of course, because this formula is going down. We want it to point to the same place. Absolute reference there. Double click in the bottom right. I just want to check these formulae, and yes. So if I change this to stay, we're seeing the power of Excel simulation in action. And is that giving you a sense? Is that giving you a sense of what might be a winning strategy here? So just changing this to switch, and we can see, I'm already getting a sense. It always amazes me like how clear it is, this problem, and how difficult it is to properly conceptualize. Yusuf is here. Yusuf is here, so welcome, Yusuf. I don't think I've seen you before, so good to have you here. Yosef, I think it is. I really want to learn VBA, but I think I need a personal tutor to be able to understand it. Well, Yosef, get involved with the videos. Yeah, get involved with the videos. Then check out our Members Monday Learning Community. Click join below this video. Nikki says, yeah, F4 to enter absolute references saved me so much time. Absolutely. Yeah, and Ian, yeah, I agree with what Ian says, I suggest you look at Chris's beginners videos on YouTube, Yosef. Yeah, Yosef, if you're struggling, email me, info@tigersolutions.co.uk. I will direct you towards the best materials on the channel. Right, so final question today is, what's a formula, really powerful, simple data analysis formula in Excel to help us analyze this? Because, you know, I can get a sense for what's happening. I can get a sense of what's happening, but we want a formula to count. Might have given it away. We want a formula to aggregate the number of loses and the number of wins, because ideally we'd have a quick analysis up here. Quick analysis, so if we say win and lose, I want the number of wins and the number of losses to appear there. And I'm putting this one out to the chat. I'm downing tools. I am downing tools until we get a good suggestion from the chat. And I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but this formula I use, you know, all the time in my work. I was literally using it this morning. So what do we think? Looking for a data analysis formula here. And while we're waiting for the suggestions to come in, the rest of the week, so tomorrow, we're going to be working on Monty Hall. We're going to be looking at how to integrate Excel VBA. And then Friday it's going to be kind of a launch party. Can I call it a party? I'm not sure, but we're going to have a live stream on Friday, a bit later, so probably Friday evening, about 7 o'clock. We'll probably finish Monty Hall, and we're going to have at least one guest on, somebody who's been who's been on the channel for a long time. Got some good answers coming in here, and we're just gonna have a good time. You know, I might even have a beer. How about that? Excel VBA and a beer. Let me know in the chat, if I have a beer, are you gonna have a beer with me? And yeah, a little bit of self-indulgence. You know, 10 years we've been doing this, 8 years on YouTube, 40,000 subscribers, nice little community, approaching 5 million views, but most importantly, having hopefully positively influenced people's perception of what they can do in Excel. You know, that's the biggest achievement of my career. There's not many achievements, but the biggest achievement is to just have helped a few people reconsider what is possible in Excel and what they can do with it. You know, and that's why I love our Members Monday community, because that's really is what it's all about. So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday, and I'm not absolutely sure exactly what the format's going to be, but I'll also introduce our new website and walk you through our new course. If you like this simulation, you are going to love Excel VBA business simulation from beginner to professional. Nathan saying party live at the Monty Hall. Nathan, I love it. I love this. Okay, so we've got some good ideas coming in for the formula here. So Steph is saying COUNTIF. Good job, Steph. Ian, COUNTIF. Nathan saying I'm cheating here, but COUNTIF, good. And COUNTIF and COUNTE, good from DC. DC says, are we having a party? Are you bringing beers? Yeah, I'll bring a few beers. It's probably cold enough in England now just to put the beers outside my little office, and they'll be nice and cool there. Nikki says, Yosef, the great thing with Members Monday is there is always someone to ask if you get stuck. Absolutely. Members Monday is a community. You can ask me, you can ask Nikki, you can ask who's with us today. You can ask Nathan. We have members who are better than me at Excel VBA as well. So there's always some help on Members Monday. And Nathan saying, yeah, I've only been to one Members Monday, Nikki, but I've already got that feeling. So fantastic stuff. Yes. So we're all over this today. The COUNTIF formula. You know, if I could take one formula with me to do data analysis, I think it would be COUNTIF, although it might be frequency. It might be dsum. Put myself in a quandary there, but COUNTIF is definitely one of my favorites. So COUNTIF, range then criteria, not criteria then range, which is always the mistake I make. So yeah, let's select the range, Control Shift down here. What do we need to remember here? And Nikki just reminded us in the chat, hit the F4 key, $signs in. So we've now got absolute references, and then the criteria is, Excel is saying, what do you want me to count? Yeah, we want to look for the wins now. So we just go to win there, and is this going to be an absolute reference? Well, actually no, because we're going to copy the formula down, and we'd like that reference to move down to lose when we copy the formula down. Good, so we've got 35 there, and then Control D gives us 65. Whoa. So you're telling me if we do stay, and then we do switch, can you see that? It's an absolute mind bender. So Alt plus here allows us to sum things up. Alt plus enter. And I suppose it's the percentages are fairly clear because we've got 100 iterations here. Hit the F4 key. We want to fix the total, and then Control D and Alt HP. Alt HP for Peter gives us the percentage formatting there. Oof. So it looks like we've got an emphatic answer here. We've got to switch, guys. We've got to switch. And I remember about 10 years ago, I was a master's student, and I could not get I said stay. No, I'm going to stay. You're not going to persuade me. I'm going to stick with my original decision. And yeah, just felt a bit silly afterwards. And but to be honest, I still can't find an explanation on the internet. Maybe DC is going to prove me wrong, but where this is clearly explained. You know, people you get some people explain it through probabilities, through theory, and then there's some people who kind of explain it in a practical way, but not really getting to the point. You know, so I think there's a gap in the market for explaining this really well. And I'm not doing it because I quite simply don't understand. But if we we change this to switch, 60%, 40%, let's run a few iterations here. Look at the power of Excel. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Once you get a model going. The combinatorial explosion of value. Speaking of value, you're not getting any because I'm not showing you the results. The combinatorial explosion, when you get formulae working together, different techniques in Excel working together, beautiful synergy and powerful calculation. We haven't even touched VBA yet. Okay, back to switch. So how about that? I mean, it's pretty emphatic. So make sure you try to build this model yourself. Yeah, it's such a good bit of modeling practice, and it's tricky. You know, it's tricky. You saw me struggling with it for the past 2 days, but really, really good practice. So make sure you try to build it yourself. Now, what I'd like to do tomorrow is look at controlling this model more effectively. At the moment, whenever we do an input, the model is going to update. You know, and we might not want that. Yeah. You know, we might want to analyze a particular set of results or do some testing. So we don't want that constant updating. So that's our question for tomorrow, our challenge. How can we avoid that constant updates whilst retaining the power of the model? That's going to be our challenge tomorrow. Good stuff. Still got 15 people with us, 6 likes. So thanks so much for being with us today, guys. So we're live again tomorrow, Thursday, 4 o'clock. And then Friday with our launch party. Bring a beer. We're going to have a few guests on, and we're going to have a little celebration of whatever we've got here, and I'm going to be walking you through the new website and telling you about business simulation from beginner to professional with Excel VBA. Absolute pleasure as always, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.